All right, so we've done factoring by grouping of trinomials, and now we're going to look at polynomials that have 4 terms. And so the process is the same, with the exception of I'm not multiplying A and C here, right? I'm not factoring a trinomial, but I do have 4 terms, and so I'm just going to start at the breaking it in half. And so I'm still going to look to see, well, what is my greatest common factor of these 2 terms? And if you need that side space to write it out, I have 6v to the third, and I have negative 16v squared. And so if you need that space to just do that little work of 1 and 6, 2 and 3, and 16, you have 1 and 16, and 2 and 8. And so that 2 is going to be that factor. So I have 2 and 3, and then 3 v's. And then 2 and 8 and 2 v's. And so you can use this method of finding that greatest common factor if you can't directly see it. So 2v is my greatest common factor. 2v squared. There's another v there. And so what's left, I had 6, I took 2, so 6 divided by 2 is 3. I had 3 v's, I took 2 out, so I have 1 left. And then 16 divided by 2, this gives me a negative 8. I had 2 v's, I took them out, so that's left, right? And then so here I'm going to have my set of parentheses, and you can do that greatest common factor part again to find out what's your greatest common factor between these two coefficients, well, the coefficient and the constant. And so this is going to be 7, and once again I get 3v minus 8. And so then your 3v minus 8 goes here, and your other set of parentheses is your 2v squared plus 7. Okay, I'm going to do a second one where we have 4v to the third minus 12v squared minus 5v plus 15. And so once again, we're just going to cut it in half. I'm going to factor out my greatest common factor here, which is 4v squared. And what's left is v minus 3. And I'm going to factor here my greatest common factor. Remember, if this first term on this side is negative, you're going to have this negative here. And so I have negative 5, and what's left is v minus 3. And so you can do a quick check of negative 5 times v is negative 5v, and negative 5 times the negative 3 gives you a positive 15. And so I have v minus 3 in the parentheses, and what is left goes in a separate set.